Hello everybody and welcome here to take 3 of match 3 of the Asian Dota Championships. It's number 4 for them, and we are here for Scythe versus Nirvana.MY. First 2 games have gone to Scythe. Unfortunately no Shoutcast with the first one due to internet connection problems, but we are here for match 3. Match 2 did go to Scythe, and well, let's just say it was very convincing. 30-minute GG call did actually come out, and well, let's just say Scythe played a very, very beautiful game and one hell of a puck. One hell of a puck. I wouldn't be surprised if even Puck makes it into the ban pool so far. He's appeared 2 times in this game. Morphling's appeared once, and even then, they do like the Ethereal Blade Scythe. They even threw it on the back of Potom, who was being played by Yamate, and we did have the support coming through from Yamate playing as the Alchemist, HY playing as our Potom, which was doing a lot of the damage from that one, and went well beyond godlike. And I do apologise, guys. It appears that my microphone is absolutely distorting like an absolute mofo, so just going to drop that one down for you. So it should be okay right now. I'm praying, wishing and hoping and praying. So guys, let me know how it is in the chat. If you are there in the chat, you should actually be, well, there in the chat, funnily enough. As we just bounce out those levels for you guys. So there you go. Sorry, I do believe I was distorting in that last match, but it should be okay this time around, guys, and we'll be having a good bit of fun for this time around. So let's actually, without further ado, jump straight into the game, which has already started. So you can see the bans, which have already come out for the first lot. So as you can see, Scythe.SG, the captain on the Sentinel side, banning out Pugnant, Windrunner, and Broodmother. Pugnant and Windrunner being his 2 standard bans for the first 3 bans. Broodmother has been throwing in for this one just because, well, Broodmother, actually I think it was actually one of his, it was in the first game ban, got through in the second one and was actually picked up by Nirvana.MY, but Nirvana.MY and, yeah, Nirvana.MY tried to use it in just a couple of wards and 1 great puck, and it's all GG from there. Mushy has banned out Morphling, Batrider, as well as Doombringer. Once again, Weaver making it through the ban pool, same as Ancient Apparition. That's not the first time that's actually happened as well. In fact, that's happened both times, and both times has been picked up. HY comes up with Lich as the first hero, so Scythe possibly going to throw in a possible AoE lineup. We have seen him play Enigma before as well, so it is actually possible that we will actually see Enigma and other big AoE damage abilities, so SF as well could be on the lineup. So Enigma, SF, throw a CM on top of that one, everyone's hunky-dory, and we'll go from there. Sharky definitely had a great time as CM in the last game, picking up, well, not really picking up hero kills, but was still picking up a lot of support that was actually coming through as well. And by the way, for who's actually saying the Batrider not being allowed to show his face on the game, that's actually completely fair enough. Batrider is actually one of Yamate's favourite heroes, so he has been almost half respect banned out of that one. Same with Morphling, you just know how powerful he can actually be. Mushy does come up with VS as well as SF, so Aura stacking already. That's Command Aura as well as Presence of the Dark Lord, stacking those guys up. And, well, also just removing those options from HY's options as well. Obviously, if you did want to go for that big AoE, Enigma, SF, Lich, ulti, kind of like absolutely all crap hits the fan kind of Plague style, then SF would have been the best one to throw an ulti smack bang in the middle of. Instead, HY might go with something different. We have seen Lich actually coupled up with the Alchemist so far. We have seen Lich go solo. Haven't seen that tonight. And yes, is here. Yeah, would you take a moment of silence? A moment of silence. Okay, our moment's over. ES will be in the hands of Koi, so everyone who will be in the chat who is seeing Koi play a hell of a lot before, you will be enjoying this match a hell of a lot. If you wish to learn how to play an ES, now is your time. If you wish to learn how to play an SF, well, Mushy had a go at it last time. He actually played it pretty well, apart from getting ganked. That doesn't actually help you. But that all comes down to map control and everything else. But if you ever want to see HY or Yafets, or you see Piss play it, or there's a lot of hero people out there. So we'll see how we're going to go. And there's calls for Yamate to actually play Lich for this one. That would be interesting to see if he did. But we will see HY go in for his 3rd and final pick. He's already got ES. He's 1 more. And once again, eating into his extra time for these first 3 picks. They are very crucial right now. You've got 2 support heroes for HY. how he actually goes from here. He's still got to pick up one late game hero. Might see a Potom, might see something like that. Might see some form of initiation. Might even just go and say, you know what, we're just going to pick all our support heroes now. We're going to ban them out for you, so you only have VS. You try and take everything else. And he does that too. He actually does pick up the Witch Doctor. So Lich, ES, and Witch Doctor. HY will not pick his carries until the last two. At which point Mushy now has to go, okay. It basically forces Mushy to pick up another support hero. If he wants to have his two support heroes and have them actually survive this time right now, he's got to pick it up now, or else he'll end up with something which he might not exactly want. Like he might end up with a Tide Hunter and go, yeah, it's not, Lion's still in the field as well, so they might try and pick him up again. Was really good for actually moving himself around and getting ganked. Unfortunately, unfortunately for Nirvana.MY, fortunately for everyone who's like Scythe, they're very, very happy to actually have Lion roaming himself around, because he was never in the lanes when he was actually needed to be, and then got himself caught out a couple of times and got himself put behind everything, and then Puck literally did his damage anyway. And Mushy does pick up Alchemist, so we'll actually take the gamble. Alchemist even then can actually be one of those heroes which can play both ways. He can be aggressive as a big carry, which is the way most people actually do play him. He's a big tanker, or he can be support. You've got that good stuff on the back of him, you've got the pushing power that can come out from him as well, and you can play him that way, and even then you play him as support early on, use the Goblin's Greed, get yourself farmed up later, and he's one of those heroes that can do that kind of thing. Enigma now coming out from HY, so knowing there is a big pushing power opportunity for Mushy to come out from these heroes, does remove Enigma. Could play Shen if they actually want to go for a little bit more of a ganking lineup. I'm looking more at Mushy for this one. As far as their support hero main attack hero actually goes, and next support hero goes, we'll have to wait and see exactly how they actually go. CM still in the lineup as well, so one hero to keep in mind for the fact that HY will probably actually ban the Crystal Maiden now, this one, especially if you do come up with a CM and Necrolite, then Mushy's lineup will basically be complete. As far as laning goes for that one, could be interesting, is Dwarven Sniper actually being banned here by Nirvana.MY, which is an interesting one to actually ban out. Now, Dwarven Sniper is that pure farm, and is great mid as well. As far as like harassing Mushy down the middle lane, Dwarven Sniper would be a very good choice. But as far as like going up at the moment with other heroes in the lineup, we've already known that Weaver has now made it through the ban pools once again. Will he be picked up for this match? Rages can probably stay on top of him though. It's probably his only downside. But even then he can also get an upside, because Alchemist, the second he tries to put his stun down, and can get himself rolled over the top. So yeah, keep your eyes open very closely right now to actually see what we're going to come up with for our last ban for Nirvana.MY. They have actually gone through all the bans so far. They banned Potom out as their last one. So HY banned out Pugna, Windrunner, Broodmother, Enigma, as well as Shen. Mushy removing Morphling, Batrider, Doombringer, Dwarven Sniper, as well as Potom. Potom, as we've seen of recent times, is one of Sharky's favourite heroes to actually play around with, so he has actually been removed from this one. I do apologise once again, I'm going to play with the sound levels, because I realise that things have gotten quiet again. A little bit too quiet for my liking. I believe it's just been dropped a little bit too far. So we'll just bump that one up a little bit further for everybody. And hopefully that will actually help you hear everything while I'm actually speaking. So I do apologise for that one. Yeah, what we're going to do, HY, you don't have much time. He's got literally 13 seconds left on the clock right now. That is only his extra time as well to pick up one more hero. What's he going to go for the carry? What's he going to show his hand right now? It's going to be a Tinker. It's going to be a Tinker pushing power to actually counteract. Actually, even then, I reckon it's going to be pure ganking Tinker. So much power, so much support will come out as well. He has some Witch Doctor to give him a bit of support when he actually goes towards that mid lane for farm. Lich, interested to see how he actually gets played. More than likely with the three heroes we have in the lineup, Lich will go solo for the bottom lane. Try and get himself a little bit of farm and try and tower hug as much as he possibly can as well to try and stay on top. Also with this, make sure, yeah, Warcraft 3 sounds should be okay for this one. Just want to double check that to make sure we're all good. Interesting to actually see what will actually go for the last one for HY. With Tinker in the lineup, you kind of almost like sense a bit of a Storm Spirit. Mushy has actually picked up Puck now. So this is almost a bit of a, it's not a half copy of what Scythe was actually playing in the last game, but SF, VS, Puck to hold him in place as well. Puck is going to be very essential as well to lock that Tinker in place. Tinker with the ability to basically recharge himself, BT himself out there. And yes, Mr. Owl, as I put that into the wrong window. Haha, snap. Just checking everything's still going awesome. Yep, as a, whoa, what the fuck? Okay. Void will be appearing for this game. HY has a bit of a treat for you all out there. And has come up with Lich ES, Witch Doctor, Tinker, and Void. So now we know that Witch Doctor and ES will be babysitting Void on that bottom lane. Lich more likely go towards the top. Tinker can solo up that mid. In fact, Tinker might even go up towards the... no, Tinker's going to get mid. As far as Mushi's lineup now goes, he's going to go, okay, what the hell am I going to do in this? We got SF, VS, Alchemist, Puck. I've got a good initiation. I've got a couple of stuns up my sleeve. I've got a good silence up my sleeve. I've got good damage up my sleeve. Probably need another stun to come out from this lineup. So we're looking for one more support hero. Lion looks to be the obvious choice for what they actually currently need right now, because they're going to need burst damage to really shut down that Void nice and early on. Let's see how we go. Let's see if Void gets farmed up as well, and how much damage he can actually pump out. You got to remember with that bash, the ability to actually take back in time of his damage as well. The ultimate, which is that big with a big sphere which comes out, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Which stops everything in its track. It's literally just a massive time field that will come out from Void. Oh. What is Mushy thinking? How would you actually counteract this right now? You know you got a Tinker that's going to push. How would you actually go with this one? Would you try and go DOTA? Would you try and just have that massive stability if we get to the late game? Then we've got DOTA that can literally hold us. She can also push out. No, they don't want to. They want to go initiation. They're going to go Lena as the last pick out from Mushy. Ignore Lion. They want the AoE stun. None of this straight line bull. So we will actually have our captain once again extinct. Going as our support hero, Lena. Net playing as he's very, very commonly known, VS. Cat will be as our Puck for tonight, dropping the Broodmother and picking up the Alchemist as the man who can only be named as Mushy will be playing as very, very expected, our Shadow Fiend for the solo mid, possibly, or maybe even run Lena solo mid. We'll see how that actually goes. It has been a strat before, just like running Lich as solo, as we're going to see up here on top from Sharky. To actually run that Lich as a solo is actually more efficient for him, because it gets him to his ulti hell of a lot faster, and then those big group battles can literally turn themselves around. And look, even Sharky drops the ward out now and instantly sees, and they know it too. Cat just walked right over the top of that ward. It's like, you know, I even saw you place that, dude. Like, give some form of stealth. Bottom lane Alchemist, as well as VS running down on that bottom lane. Lena, he'll definitely be heading towards that bottom lane. Lena's just waiting for that rune to pop off. Down towards the bottom lane right now, we have, who have we actually got? Roy running a little bit close, spots off the VS as well as the Alchemist. Roy himself on the bottom. I apologise once again, you guys want to see this. Small detail, it's early in the morning, man. It's early in the morning. Yeah. So we will be back now. Haste room picked up by Lena, who will return himself back out again. By the way, I believe the YTV stream is also up as well, so great for that one. And KX3, you can now stop saying change screen. It's been changed. You could. So yeah, Puck solo up against Lich on the top lane. We'll have Lena on the back of a haste rune, running himself down, drops the ward, and we'll probably want to harass out a little bit here on the bottom lane if possible. Void and ES will be down there on the bottom lane, so Yamate will be going up for that one. Alchemist will be down there, so we got ourselves a triple stunner lane for Nirvana. It's what they faced last time. It's what we're going to see how Scythe going to deal with it this time. Or are we going to see the gank in mid lane? Now, Roy is actually hanging around the mid lane. I think they know a gank will come from somewhere, and they've left one support hero from either side on those lanes. And this bottom lane is actually going to be pretty balanced right now for Yamate going up against the man who will only be named as Ooh. It's just because they're both melee, not too much to actually worry about. They do know ES is actually still out of place as well as Witch Doctor. Both heroes sticking back. This is actually literally a 3-on-3 battle at the moment, with Tinker going up against SF, Lich up against Puck, and then Void up against Alchemist. And now ES shows himself on the bottom lane, and the rotate comes from VS as well as Lena to come on through. No ward seeing it. The wards from Nirvana, very, very while making sure that bottom lane can't get ganked at all is literally what those wards are describing. Wish Doctor still there in the middle lane, happy just to sit inside the trees for the moment. It's going to be needed on that bottom lane in just a moment. Yamate does have that ability to actually leap over time, so look for it once they actually get them all in lane. There's a double stun come out. There's a triple stun coming over the top. Yamate still in a little bit of trouble, running himself back the old-fashioned way, and will be able to retrieve himself back without actually dying there. Munches on the tango, gets his life back up again. ES going into the trees, trying to get himself a little bit of an angle. Boy coming in a little bit closer again, just trying to actually pull in the creep just by right-clicking on top of a hero. It does actually get that aggro of the creep wave, brings him down a little bit closer so he doesn't get too far in danger. ES going to look for this fissure. Can he lock him in place? And the Alchemist is now locked in place. This is not what he wanted. Once again, Koi holding these boys in place. And VS will come in for a bit of a help there, so they won't keep the pressure on. Now ES actually could be in a little bit of trouble depending. Having to pop up his clarity potion once again. It's a waste of a bit of a clarity for him. Wish Doctor does have that invis, so he's looking for this initiation on bottom lane. Might go for the initial stun. Will it be there? Where's the bounce stun? Is there a fissure? There's the bounce stun. Want to go? Wait till it got closer towards the Alchemist as well as Lena. Still only level 1 stun. Void over the top. This will be first blood. Neck goes down. Roy actually gets the last hit there. And so it actually goes to the Wish Doctor. Not exactly what they wanted, but it is first blood. And, well, Yamatar was in the neighborhood. Not to the hero they actually wanted, but it is first blood. So 1-0 is where we currently sit. Yamatar there on the bottom lane, quite happy to keep on farming up. The creep, the heroes do respawn very, very fast though, considering we're only just over 3 minutes into this game right now. Wishy and HY having a bit of a battle up there on the top, on the middle lane. Top lane is between Cat as well as Sharky.
A player's forces are under attack.
Retreating themselves down actually, ooh. Pass the ward in towards the middle. Net will be there. Extinct going to follow up as well. Trying to come in range at the moment. And they're in range of the tower, which completely exposes them. HY just sends something going wrong with 2 heroes missing. To move himself back automatically. Already caught inside the trees though. But Lena should actually die to the tower right now. But no, the last boulder does not follow out there. HY does actually die in the mid. Fidget goes off. But ES unfortunately didn't actually manage to block VS inside the fissure. So can't get in there to drop the totem and finish it off. Wish Doctor heading up. There is a haste rune on that bottom lane. SF wants to come down and get it. Not enough for a fissure just yet. There will be enough for a bouncing stun. There goes the bouncing stun. Haste rune is sitting inside right now. No fissure will go off. Lena with a dragon wave coming over the top too. And ES tries to come back up again. Look at that totem. It just raises from Koi. It's like, you going to go? You going to go? You're going to go? And hell yes, there you go. But they will actually fall themselves back from that lane and from that bottom rune. Back towards Yamatar. They're still farming on that bottom lane up to level 5 now. Same level as that Alchemist on the bottom lane. Alchemist can farm up a lot faster though. It's the power of the greed. ES wanting to get himself into a position here right now. If you can lock Alchemist in place, then Void can finish it off. At the moment though, can't do so. Still 1 apiece right now. Both teams playing very defensively. A lot of the pressure at the moment is all on the back of Yamatar. Without his farm, it's going to be pretty bad. But he will be able to actually claim it. So with them falling back right now, let's have a look at the CS scores for the first time in this match. And we will actually see, for the Scourge, we have Cat there, 24 for 5. We expect that as a solo puck up there on the top lane up against the Lich. Lich is opponent, 17 for 2, so a little bit behind in that stat score. 22 for 1 is Alchemist on the bottom, but the person he's coming up against, Yamatar, is 27 for 3. Most, again, farmed hero on the map. Not by much at the moment, but it's still looking good. ES, oh, this is going to be beautiful if Net actually runs himself back down again as Void leaves himself over the top. Fissure just a little bit too short. And Bouncing Stun should be enough to actually bring down Net. Roy once again getting the last hit here. And Yamatar being denied. At the same time, we see Alchemist lag himself out right now. This is not a good thing at 6 minutes and 9 seconds into it. We could actually lose So slightly concerning right now with lag coming out. So 6 to 9 is currently where we're sitting. Waiting for the moment to see if we will actually have to re-host this up or not. But it's looking pretty good for Scythe at the moment, I gotta say. Just with the farm that's coming out, it's not all over. It's definitely not all over. In fact, it's pretty level across it, and he is actually there.
A town is under siege.
So just saving the game before we lose that hero. And any progress we've made so far. And there we go. So we are still good. Everyone's still in the game. And there's our Alchemist continuing to actually farm up there on the bottom lane. Just before that lag actually did come through. It is now 2 to 1 on the scoreboard. Back in towards the mid lane. Tinker is there. How's he actually going for his farm? Boots dropping off for the ES.
Players' forces are under attack.
Fisher not being close enough to lock Mushy in place. Enough to harass him back now. Puck also wants to come in right now with the back of the haste rune. I think that's every single haste rune at the moment has gone towards Nirvana.MY, bar one Invis rune, which was taken by Wish Doctor to help initiate down on the bottom lane, which did get in the first blood. But after that point, all runes have actually gone to Nirvana.MY. We're all down the bottom, just keeping tabs on the Faceless Void. Now with a Ring of Health up on top of him. Mid lane, getting pushed back a little bit further. Lich up there on the top. We did see TP support come up there, so Roy is in the neighbourhood for him. There's Puck quite happy to actually initiate on the top if he needs to. Now we see Sharky lagging up a little bit too, so a little bit of trouble for both teams right now. Also want to note at the moment here, the fact that Roy is sitting behind this tree, there is no vision for Cat to actually see that. VS as well, hiding behind a lot more trees. But yeah, both teams trying to bait up here on the top lane to bring down one of these solos. Lich just not confident enough to actually move himself in. In fact, he wants to jump himself down towards the bottom lane, where we've actually got two coming through. So Yamata coming up with a pause. Looks like we might still have a couple of issues with lag. Oops. There's a resume. Came straight back out again, so Yamata might have just fallen off his chair for just a moment. Saw all the PMS girls naked and just thought, you away! Tinker, laser. Does he have a rocket? Oh, he does, but both of them go the illusions. He's going to be cut about that. Void ulti on the bottom lane. Does manage to actually bring down Extinct. So Lich actually takes a fall on the bottom lane with Sharky getting that kill. So it actually wasn't all from Yamata, but it was from that Lich's ulti. Obviously, you can't do much once that Lich's ulti does bounce around, especially if you're caught inside the ultimate of the Faceless Void. It's not something you want to be facing. No pun intended. Not a single pun intended. So Puck still farming at that top lane. Gotta be careful of how much farm he actually gets. Roy's about to get ganked off here. VS will come through with the magic missile. Hold him in place. Illusory orb over the top is more than enough to cat to pick him off. Doesn't matter how close you are to that tower. It is a very, very simple kill. Void still there on the bottom lane. Frost armor about to wear off, so Alchemist might think about engaging, but Vanguard is completed.
Players' forces are under attack.
So we will actually see Yamata quite happy to actually jump himself straight towards the mix here. Big stun there from Lina trying to come over on the top. It is the downside about Lina's stun. It requires an initial stun to actually prep it, like something over the top. You need like an Alchemist stun, and then you can follow up with a Lina stun. It's a good AoE stun, but actually hitting it straight off the cuff with no support, so hard to do. Really, really hard to do. So in the end, they have decided just to basically try and go random. They didn't get the Alchemist stun off there, and in the end, we saw Faceless Void manage to escape. He has a Perseverance up now. Not quite sure where I saw the Vanguard before. I must be completely dreaming or hallucinating. I do apologise. Hallucination is fun though when you do it Tobi style. It's really, really good fun. ASF's out. Puck up there on the top lane. I'm actually just checking all the items now. Treads on top of Puck. Got a Ring of Health on top of Lich right now too.
Player's forces are under attack.
VS running himself around. Tinker heading up towards the top lane. Hayes through on top, so he'll be looking to actually gank off that puck. Should be able to do so quite easily as well. And that was the Vanguard I actually saw. It was on top of Alchemist. So Tinker just in range there of Cat. Cat knows something is wrong. In fact, I'm pretty sure that he walked straight past the Nirvana.MY ward. In fact, yes, he did. Was it 2? Nope, that was Sharky's ward up there on the top. So Cat being held back right now just by Tinker's presence. Lich getting absolutely perfectly free farmed up there on the top. Level farm important. Gold farm not so important. Not bad seeing farm on him at this stage of the game, because obviously wards are your best friend, and he will be buying absolutely every single one of them. So things will be going his way for this one. ES coming in towards the mid lane right now. 3 branches, boots, Sobi mask. Pretty light on right now for the Shaker. Got a headdress flying up north for Sentinel. Bottom lane gank will come down. Faceless Void, Yamatar. Will he have enough? No, he won't. 2 stuns is enough, and with the DPS that was coming out from Mushy then, very, very easy. The tier 1 tower on the bottom lane should actually go down as well. Slayer, as I said, I guess Laguna's Blade, so with that kill, pops up to level 6, so there's going to be big burst damage going to come through here. Speaking of burst damage, you have yourself a Lich, and oh no, if the ulti bounces off here, then Sharky could literally walk away with 2, but look at that great split coming out there from Nirvana.MY. They knew they had to split him up there, and Mushy actually came in just at the right time to get the last hit in there too, so the kill goes the way of the guy. He got 6 deaths for 1 kill or 2 kills in the last game. This time around, should be a hell of a lot better start. Tinker still free farming up this top lane. This is going to be the dangerous thing once he gets his BTs. He'll stay up there until he gets that 2200 gold. Farm up those BTs and then be happy as Larry. Void comes in towards the mid to try and get a little bit more farm. Taking the tower as he does so. Got to be careful. Puck has come back in towards the mix. Did manage to actually bait out the Glimpture in this one. So now Roy on the front lines with the restoration. Puck is there. Tinker with the back of the haste as well. Great fissure on top. Cat just being caught inside those trees. No vision on top of him, so it's a bit of a blind fissure coming out. So it will just be pressure on top. VS Raw from down near the bottom room. Tinker doing what he can on that bottom lane. DD Rune on top of him right now. Just moving wherever the farm is. Getting ever so close to those BTs, which is literally what makes or breaks a Tinker. Get those BTs up early, push the lanes, get the ganks. That's what it's all about. He can do everything and anything. He just needs those BTs, couple of nulls, first item, possible Shivas or Gwynsu. Gwynsu generally preferred, that way you get actually 2 hexes, because his recharge does actually recharge the Gwynsu. Yeah, I think it doesn't actually recharge as the BKB, so BKB, one of those items which does get overlooked now by Tinker. Sometimes gets it in case he is going up against a lot of stunners or doesn't back himself to be in the right position. But Shiva's guard as well as Gwynsu is more preferred these days in the world of Dota. Nevermore, a lot of damage on top of the Faceless Void, trying to fall himself back from the top. Smokes out once again here. Lena and VS going on a bit of a hunting spree. Still that restoration, trying to keep that tri-lane alive in the middle. Top lane about to get ganked. Smoke to see coming through the backside, leaving himself just at the right time. Came in range and wanting himself out there. Laguna's Blade did pop off at the end, and a bit of a waste there by Yamatar for his ulti. Or was it ES? He is going to come in, and Lich, oh Lich, oh Lich, what an ulti, what a fissure. We've lost 2 from the Scourge right now. Mushy's caught inside the trees, even takes damage from the tower. 1 stun, 1 Tota, Mushy's caught, make it a triple, boys and girls, and that is a double kill for Sharky. What a Lich ulti, catching them out, and even then, like ES TPing in top, forced them down to go past the secret shop, and that was one beautiful, beautiful play. Yeah, a bit of a waste of an ulti for him to drop that one down, but did buy him the time for ES to actually TP in, so you can call it a waste, but well, I still call it a waste because that ulti is just, I think it's like a 2.5 minute cooldown. So there's a bit of an opening whenever people are facing Faceless Void now. But that opening's going to be pretty well shut by the fact that HY is now currently running around with BTs. 14-minute BTs. Bottles. Alchemist comes in. Just desperately defending this bottom. Doing whatever he can. ES up here on the top lane, getting caught. Oh my lord! He is so good. Such a great chain. Fighting within the puck ulti. Off the back of the Warring Rift. Came out just in time for the ES totem. And manages to actually live. Koi lives to fight another day. A lot of pressure being applied by Scythe right now. 7-5. The pressure trying to be applied back here by Nirvana. Heading themselves in towards that middle. Smoker to seat. The extra movement. Save game coming out from somebody. Tell us in just a moment. No, it won't. So now just coming in towards the middle there. Showing themselves off with a smoker seat. Always, and VS has to TP himself back towards base. And then just run himself out. That's not quite sure why he TP'd all the way that far back. And now is running himself back out again, but obviously Net has a reason for it. Sharky still trying to farm up, trying to get towards that mechanism. Be there for his team for that support when they need it. If something does go horrendously wrong, pop off that mech, give yourself a little bit of extra armor, a little bit of extra life. It's a combination of the buckler as well as the headdress as well as $900, so it's not a massively cheap item, but definitely helps when there's ever a fight on your doorstep. Yamatea coming down for a little bit of farm. He's going to notice that his creep camp is all gone. Just the illusion of Lena on its way back out again. Yamatea not wanting to actually lose the possibility that he can actually get that one bouncing stun. I think they actually want the courier more than anything right now. Malage on top of Mushy, pops off the ulti. A lot of damage on the back of Roy. He tries to turn himself around just then to do at least one more hit. It's not enough though, but ES should actually come in. Will he drop the fissure? No, he won't. Tinker was in the neighborhood as well, but decided not to initiate. Lena and VS coming down towards the bottom. There's that instant leap coming through. An instant TP as well. ES back in towards the neighborhood. Good fissure coming out across. Net just getting damaged slightly by that one. Toxic spray being let off instantly by Alchemist. Just shows you how defensive that he wants to be. It's like, oh, hang on, is he going to jump in? Not quite sure. Just going to throw them down. We'll be fine. We'll be absolutely fine. Costs little to no mana to do anyway, so it's well worth the effort. Still no tier 1 tower has gone down here by the Scourge. In fact, every single tier 1 tower for the Sentinel is currently in ruins. There is absolutely nothing different. In fact, there's actually a bit of an opposite stay. As far as like kills go at 7-6, as far as map control goes, it's all Nirvana.MY's way. But even then, like a kill count does not make the end of a game. Definitely does not. And map control, that's what lets you win. If you hold that, you're all good. SF picks up a Roshan as well, so Aegis Immortal on top of him. Extra gold for everybody, drinks all round. Brings Alchemist even closer to his Radiance right now. Tinker, HY is going to have a lot of work to actually do right now with Alchemist. Just farming up. If he gets that Radiance, his pushing power will be very strong as well.
A player's forces are under attack.
Puck coming out towards the top lane, DD rune in hand. Looking for a hero to gank. Problem is he'll never actually find the perfect place to actually hit the hero. HY had to predict his lane movement or just wait in the lane for him. Because he will just TP himself out. That's what the recharge is. TP yourself in, fire off whatever abilities you got, recharge, and then fire off whatever abilities doesn't take away all your mana to actually TP yourself back in towards the base. So Lich is there on the front lines as well. More items flowing in there. Soul Ring for ES now completed as well. I think that is in fact a mech up for our Lich. Everyone just has that little bit more of a buff. VS is there, Raw goes off, TP going over the top, they're going to initiate, Puck's over the top, ultimately going in, SF, one big ulti, Sharky goes down, great TP going out there by Puck, trying to get himself back out, sorry, not by Puck, by one of the other boys, but Roy does get brought down, so two Sentinel heroes going down from this one, big time here for Nirvana.MY, try and push and do a little bit of damage. Tier 2 tower should be their goal, but they will easily be held off here by HY. One march of the machines will be enough to scare him off, as well as a fissure if needed. SF going for the high ground. Should have spotted the ES running. Moving up towards that top, wants to make the most of that tier 2 tower, while that tier 2 tower in the mid is being pressured. Just rotate yourself up, join up with your Alchemist, who's now up to 3,700 gold. He's literally only 50 gold away from actually completing that Radiance. I mean, from getting that Sacred Relic.
The town is under siege.
Good to see Puck up with that Blink Dagger. Bottle to actually take the Haste Rune up, which is also a bit of a check there of the CS scores as well. Mushy, not actually leading the way at the moment. He's 116 for 8, but leading the way for his team. 96 for 5 on the top of Alchemist, 75 for 8 on the back of Cat playing as Puck for this game. Jumps off over towards the Scythe boys. Most farmed hero on the map once again is Yamate. This time playing as Faceless Void with Claymore as well as Perseverance. So it looks like he's going to complete a Battle Fury up, get a little bit more splash damage. I do know a lot of Voids do prefer to actually go for like the Mask of Madness with a bit of a butterfly on the back of it too. So maybe a little bit later. And 96 for 20 was the last hero to actually mention. That is our Tinker HYHY, who now has a Soul Ring, Bottle, as well as BTs. Soul Ring has actually almost been a bit of a replacement for the old-fashioned 2-null Talisman Gwinsu build. Great fissure in the mid. Great fissure on the mid. Trying to hold Cat in place. Rockets over the top. Puck Ollie trying to be in there too. He is doing the most of what he possibly can. SF comes in. Raze is going off. The ulti is worn off right now. And they can move themselves back here. Frost Armor there from Lich. More than enough to keep the rest of the team alive. And SF actually wants to go down. ES Fisher doesn't look up the ulti in time. Does move himself up. Mushy gets the last hit there. But great time from Extinct to actually come in and get that hit. Lich doesn't want to stop there. Lich ulti bounces around. Mushy wants to go for the ultimate. Will he actually know Yamatar's sitting there in the trees? Yamatar, he does, and just TPs himself back there. Mushy realizing that is definitely not worth the fight.
Players force are under attack.
So with that save, game over as well. Jump ourselves back into it, and well, there's another rune going up. Regen, or that's Illusion rune coming up there from Shadow Fiend. The yellow rune, so the green rune. Not to mention, it just says right there. Small detail. SF really just trying to wipe out those creep waves.
A player's forces are
Thinker up to level 13 as well. BTs, 1400. Void farming out whatever he possibly can. Battle Axe definitely up. Battle Fury actually helping out a hell of a lot too. I don't think the bash actually splashes out though. I don't know if he's actually planning on that one. But I'm basically 99% sure that the splash actually doesn't actually bounce out from that from the Battle Fury. So it doesn't actually get the extra stuns. Stuns is the word I'm looking for. Wow, yes. 3 AM, woo, yeah. All right, let's get ourselves back in the game and actually focus ourselves in a little bit now. All right, so 9 to 10 is currently where we're sitting, 23 minutes and 8 seconds into the game so far. Game is still pretty close. Map control is all going the way of the Scourge, so Nirvana.MY should be very happy with the performance so far. The question is if they can actually keep under wraps, basically this top lane, well, this hero in this top lane, which is Tinker, who can move himself around at any lane possible, can really push it out there. And I'm actually with C Blacker a little bit, just for the fact that like Battle Fury, it's not bad, but as far as like great damage goes, there's better ways of doing it. On the price side, however, Yamatar can farm a lot more, and he can do a lot of damage during those group fights, but let's see if he can actually do it this time around. Puck deciding not to Illusionary Orb in there, very wise decision, considering Lich, ES, as well as Witch Doctor are all there on that bottom lane, there to give support to Yamatar. They probably could have even taken this one. There goes TP out. HY, just there, down there, up there on the top lane. Get a little bit of farm. Look to get that 2700 up and get that Mystic Staff up, so he has that lot of extra mana.
a player's forces are under
As well as the extra mana regen. So Puck is going to go up there and pick up the rune. Considering I think we already had an illusion rune sitting inside somebody else, so SF quite happy just to munch, slice and dice there in the middle lane. Oh, will it? Bouncing Sun will actually go off. BKB instantly there from Mushy. Did not want to take a single chance. He won't have it for this fight, however. Puck wants to come down. He has picked up that invis rune, so be very, very careful of when that ultimate will pop out. There's 3 heroes all standing almost right next to each other. There was enough of a split from Scythe that it wouldn't have actually made it possible for Cat to get the to get a good ulti off. Invis should actually wear off pretty soon. 4 heroes there in the mid. If the Scourge decide to actually go this one, this could be pretty devastating. Blink Dagger and BKB is on top of SF, but as I said, he already used the BKB, so as far as that goes, he doesn't really have a hell of a lot to actually play with. That ultimate of SF is one of those most intimidating things. Pushing out the mid lane, Bushy's still on top of it. TP is coming in towards the top lane. Seeing if they can actually catch this Alchemist retreating back, which they can. Puck is there, Illusionary Orbing over the top. Look to see him actually jaunt, but no, Alchemist turns himself around. And you'll probably actually see a bit of a warning rift come out from him just now. No TP support. The second Puck went up there, it's like, yeah, you know what, you can handle it yourself. Just deal with it. So that's exactly what he did.
A player's forces are under attack.
Like a bit of action on here on the bottom lane too. Lina going down, Lich oldie bouncing around. Managed to get the last hit there on top of Extinct, but Yamatar managed to just reach that little bit of a mallet over the top of the fissure to get a hit there on Nat Jr., who was right pushed up against it on the back of his stun. So Koi on top of it, 2 kills go down, 11 to 10. Sentinel still only narrowly holding this kill count lead. Faceless Void looking for an extra 1. Already gone back past the tier 1 tower. Mushy's on the run. Blink Dagger for himself as well, so he's easy to get himself out of into trouble. 11 to 10 is currently where we're sitting. Mystic Staff on top of Tinker right now too, so there's that Mystic Staff I was waiting for. Look to see that completed into a Gwynsu or a Shiva's Guard. We'll find out once we see what items he actually picks up next. Puck trying to push out this mid lane with nothing but illusionary orbs. It's probably going to need something a little bit stronger than that if she actually wants to try and bring down the front lines here of Scythe.SG. There's ES doing whatever he can right now to get as much farm as he possibly can. Still no Blink Dagger on top of him, but he's only about 500 away from it, so things are looking half promising for himself. Lina falling herself back as well. Battle Fury, BKB. What is on that Crow? Absolutely nothing. What is back at base? Absolutely nothing. That's actually really surprising. I would have actually expected Faceless Void to have a lot more gold by now. But it doesn't. Now he's going to come up, so he's got 500 gold after buying up everything else he wanted. And SF wants to have a bit of a go. One razor pops off straight away. Lina's on the side. Lich was also there in support. Wish Doctor if needed. But everyone running past that Scythe ward will give great vision. Puck now with his Blink Dagger up. What's he selling off? Ultimate Orb is the thing to follow. SF comes in, sells off a couple of items. Looks like HY actually getting ganked off here on the top lane. So looks like we do see it was all done by one man. It was all done by our Alchemist. As in we go, right over the top, Faceless Void, thinking probably about dropping that ulti, knowing that someone else is going to be around here. Lina puts the stun down and then does the very wise thing of fall back to your own crew wave, try and push that one out, and then judge the situation of where things are going to be the worst. So 11-11 is currently where we're sitting. Very close matches right now. Park looking for that bottom lane. Here's another Roshan attempt going up again. Roar from VS just to give a bit of a hand. So much aura stack. Negative aura of 3, negative aura of negative 13 is currently where we're sitting, but I'm pretty sure the aura would have actually been a hell of a lot more if he wasn't sitting inside that toxic spray, as well as being affected by the roar, as well as being affected by the presence of the shadow, the presence of the Dark Lord. Park just illusionary orbing over that bottom lane, keeping the pressure on. This is literally her job right now. So now just pushing out this top lane. SF is now there as well. BKB, Eagle Horn, as well as a dagger. So looking to complete his own butterfly right now. Still Marshall the Machines trying to keep control of these lanes right now, which has really been done a very nice job here by Nirvana.MY as far as like keeping the map control going. It's definitely going their way. As far as keeping the ganks going their way, it's been a bit of scrambling to see who can actually do what in the space of what time. Speaking of time, we're now hitting the 30-minute mark. Top lane going out. Ward is keeping eyes on this mid here. Assault Cuirass is now completed at the 30 minutes mark. So Vanguard, Assault Cuirass as well as Radiance on top for our Alchemist, who has been free farming a pretty fair amount.
Players' forces are under attack.
So I was going to say very, very quickly, just to make sure nothing goes horrendously wrong. 30-30 is currently where we're sitting, exactly on that save game time. Tinker's still there, just popping off a couple of those March of the Machines. There's definitely a two-lot of wave of that one. Either that, it's all the way up to level 4 already, and is quite happy to spend the talent points in actually boosting up his levels on that one, so he can actually push out the lanes. And the lane's just easily being pushed right now. Bottom lane, looks like we might see a bit of pressure being applied. Obviously a very, very, very reluctant Void. Faceless Void not wanting to go for this one. March Machine's going off. Shiva's Guard, TP support will come in over the top. It will be Alchemist. Fissure goes off instantly. Puck is waiting in the wings, wanting to come in right now. Illusionary Orb now will let himself in. Wants to go for Koi. Koi still trying to fall back right now. Tinker, enough for a couple of rockets, and there's that instant blink there from Puck. Drops down the ulti. Still wants Roy. Will they fight it? Alchemist done as well, holding him in place. Now they're going to turn themselves around. ES Fissure, a little bit too late for them right there. Roy's already dead. And it was the Alchemist that actually got the last hit. 11 for 12. Favor of kill count goes back to Nirvana.MY. SF still hanging around. VS, Lena. It's like they want to stare down this tier 3 tower on the bottom, tier 2 tower on the bottom lane. It's like, you know what? I can so take you. Only thing I remember is there's a regen feature. You can do more damage than good when you attack it before a creep wave actually arrives. Now the creep wave has actually arrived. Now they can actually attack it and easily bring down that tier 2 tower, which will make the last one of the tier 2 towers down for Scythe. So now just keeping your eyes very, very peeled on the ES with the Blink Dagger and the Soul Ring. There's a VS swap coming through and instantly brought down. Great Laguna Blade. We should actually be going to a fourth if Nirvana.MY keep this pressure up right now. TP support's going to come in. Void, ulti, great ulti. Leaves Nevermore on one side to be dealt with by the rest of his team while taking care of the VS himself. Alchemist is still in the middle of this battle right now. Mushy is falling himself back after taking a lot of damage. Void is still there, taking the creep wave for some unknown reason, but will now claim this level 20 Chemical Rage. Alchemist, who was trying to get a bit of a stun off now, and actually even then, he moved himself up a little bit forward to actually do a little bit more damage. SF ulti, great high ground ulti, managed to hit the entire team. Blink goes off, one Razor, not enough, and it's still hiding just low enough on 33 HP. Faceless Void leaves himself out of issues, and that was very, very close.
The town is under siege.
That fight could have gone a hell of a lot better for Nirvana.MY. In the end, it ended up in an even fight, which they've been pretty happy about, but still not able to actually claim that one limping man back in the main base. Got one kill, and that was it after that point.
A player's forces are under attack.
So there's Tinker once again, just beating himself around the place. Wants to make sure he stays on top of absolutely everything going on.
The town is under
Puck picks up a haste rune as well. 304 HP inside that guy. Shame it probably wasn't a regen rune for her. She'd be quite happy to actually have all her money back.
A player's forces are under attack.
Just moving himself around up towards the top. Alchemist will now be able to push out this way pretty easily for the Scourge. The power of Radiance as well as Toxic Spray should never, ever, ever be underestimated. Boy is still free farming up this bottom lane. Eaglehorn on top of him too. So he can now actually complete his Talisman of Evasion. And then complete it up with the Quarterstaff, and he will be completed that Butterfly. Now in we go. One great run over the top. Good oldie as well. Holding him once again in place where his teammates can actually hit on top of him. But not so far in that he is the only person that can do it. Now trying to get himself back out of here. Ghost form. Great blink. Oh, what a play by Mushy. What an absolute play. They jumped the wrong side of the totem. And Scythe.SG literally was scratching their heads going, what the hell just happened? He blinked up high. No one was up there. We had no stun. He just walked himself straight back out again. And he lives to fight another day. And as I say that, it looks like HYHY might actually kill Mushy. Which is funny enough, out of all things, SF actually goes down. Top lane really pushing out hard now. So can be said about the bottom lane. Scythe trying to level up this tower advantage, or either that or get a couple of racks. Still another 43 seconds before we actually have all 5 heroes on the main map ready to rock and roll.
A player's forces are under attack.
So there's the Goblin Zeppelin just running himself back there. Not dying this time around, but has actually passed a Gwintsu to Puck. For all those people who are Warcraft 3 players, sheep stick. Easiest way you can put it. It turns you into a sheep. Alchemist still free farming up that bottom lane. Goblin's Greed definitely going to be helping him with all of that.
A player's forces are under attack.
Let's just falling back there on the bottom lane. Centaur's just a little bit too strong for now. Probably could have taken them, but would have lost a little bit of health, and can't really afford that if there's going to be another big battle coming up soon. So I say that, Puck, VS and Lena all hanging outside the Roche pit. Probably just looking for a bit of a gank. Shroud goes off. So they did move themselves back there, but now they can walk past that Scythe ward, which they don't know where it is. They're basically everywhere, in fact. But you got to be very, very smart not to actually let that smoke in a seat actually trigger off. So no fighting anything. No friends from out of town. They've all got to be on your same team. So 3 heroes just having a bit of a search around. They found Tinker there on the bottom lane. Stun goes through, Puck over the top, Illusionary Orb too as well, as we will see Tinker dive before he can get out there. And that's what I was talking about with the massive initiation, which you can actually get from a big team which has so much burst damage, as well as the fact they got good AoE damage as well. It's really, really hard to fight any big team fight and say, we win this because we beat you in this fight. It doesn't really work that way for a game like this. It's all about map control. It's all about keeping the lanes pushed. And that's why you'll see Nirvana.MY being very, very happy right now. Because as far as map control goes, they've got it by the balls. Completely theirs. SF Razor up on top, just trying to get a little bit of farm there. Roy thinking about doing the bouncing stun. Mushy, not a stupid player, knows something is up and decides to fall back. Alright, looks like we got a bit of an engagement here on the top lane with Puck. He's already dropped in his ulti. Fisher from ES was just trying to slow down the approach of Lena and VS to make sure they can't actually couple it up with a couple of razors, well, a couple of Laguna Blades / missile kind of style. Alchemist still trying to defend this mid right now, even though there is no mid tier 2 tower. We'll have to defend the tier 3 tower. Nirvana or Radar should try and push out right now. Puck illusioning all over the top right now. There's 4 heroes, 5 possible heroes. One's just currently farming. From Nirvana.MY, ready to push in through the main gate. There goes that ultimate from Yamate. And Rocket's flying over the top, giving a bit of a hand. We'll be able to bring down Alchemist. Shiva's guard goes off too, trying to slow down VS. One quick good bounce stun as well will be more than enough. There's a double kill up for Yamata. Still on the pursuit. Follow the trail of the arrow towards the phase shifting Puck. I don't think he'll actually be able to chase her. But as far as that engagement actually went, 15 to 14 is currently where we sit. And we're just about 40 minutes into this game.
player's forces.
So 5 to 14 is currently where we're going to sit at. Butterfly was completed on Faceless Void just before that last battle. Demon Edge has now been afforded as well, so possible MKB. I'm throwing possible. Either that or... Yeah, you could go Borussia, but yeah, no, more than likely MKB. 15 to 14, he's just free farming up the mid lane up to just over 2,200 gold right now. And climbing greatly, he's up to 2,300 gold right now. Lich still trying to keep pressure up on these towers. Want to bring down all these tier 2 towers and try and level the playing field for them. Just so Nirvana don't have that great TP point. SF is there. Went to actually pop up a Razor, did a long one, but then tried for a short one, and then decided, oh, it's against it. Yamater, once again, getting the last hit on these camps. He keeps getting them on creeps, gets them on towers this game as well. Missed a couple in the last game, but gets them on towers, and also just basically gets it everywhere. That's great. Puck flying over the top right now, joining up with Lena as well as VS. Don't know if they're going to go for Roshan right now. The option could be yours. In 3D TV, not too shabby for the live stream, by the way. Great to have everyone tuning in as well. If you are just like myself too, you're definitely enjoying the service which Oleg has been pumping out, as well as ESL for actually pumping out the Intel Super Challenge. It's been absolutely great to actually watch it, especially with our Australian boy Moonglade tearing out the StarCraft 2 scene, and even Danny King in the Quake Live scene as well. Has been playing great. If you haven't checked that out, I highly suggest you do. Support esports any way you can, watch whatever you can, be awake and play whenever you can. Looks like Void wants to actually have a bit of a go. No rest for the weary. Alchemist does actually pop off that Manta Star, but we have already lost our Don't Lag Please man. So Koi has already taken the fall. Falling themselves back. Tinker will TP himself back out of trouble. Lich as well as Witch Doctor both falling back as well. Yamater is in the neighbourhood, looking to actually buy up an item. Will get himself caught out of the Roche Pit, or will he actually catch them out of the Roche Pit? No, decides to actually jump himself up a little bit further, trying to give a bit of a hand to SF as well as to Puck. Second he did that, pretty sure he actually jumped himself back in again. Restoration, I think keeping Witch Doctor alive right now, but Radiance was burning him too fast, and Puck gets right in over the top of Sharky as well. So Roy and Sharky both down. There's 3 heroes pushing up the daisies right now, while Tinker continues to TP around the place and push out these lanes. So save game is over. Tinker will now put a lot of pressure up here on this tier 2 tower. Should be able to bring it down before the TP comes through. Decides to actually bail before it does actually get there. So has that distance between herself and Puck, or himself, or itself, considering it's a Tinker. Shadowfiend, interesting item to actually go for. Ghost Scepter on top of him. Now we have discussed the Ghost Scepter before on SF. Like, as far as it goes for Razors, as well as his ultimate, it's actually a pretty good item. As long as you get the timing right, it's a pretty good item. The only downside, however, is the second you pop it off, you can't attack. So that raw attack damage you've got. At the moment, he's pumping up almost 300 damage per hit, not including armor resistance and everything else. But that is one big hit. Now Rocket's flying in right on top of the base, and Force pushing himself out of that trouble. SF should actually go down now. He does the Aegis Immortal on, but they will actually be able to get rid of that guy pretty soon, or not. Blinking up there, Mushy tries to escape himself out. We'll be able to do so as well. And once again, we lose Koi. Bouncing Stun now comes up here between Witch Doctor. VS coming in as well. SF will be quite happy to actually be part of this fight as well. If he pops off the Aegis, he won't be too careful as long as he picks off a couple of heroes. There goes the blink, there goes the raise. Roy goes down, Rocket goes off. Extinct actually goes down. Yamater is unstoppable right now. So hard to get on top. And there's that SF ulti I was waiting for. I wasn't quite sure where the hell he disappeared off to. But through the blade on top of HY, managed to get the kill. And now that is 4 heroes down for the Sentinel. The push will come towards the middle side. And with 3 heroes to do it, we've got 3 heroes out there, 5. Still got our blue guy farming up on the top. He will have to TP himself down. That is Tinker, which is no problem for him whatsoever. Cheese on top of the Shadow Fiend, actually. ADC Immortal must have actually gone... No, it's actually dropped. He's just brought up the cheese. Of course, the Shiva's Guard. And they're going to try to do as much damage as they possibly can to Alchemist. But it's not enough, unfortunately, for them. ES comes in, great ulti, great fissure, great stun, great Shivas. It's all just great. And wow, there goes one hell of a illusory orb to get yourself well out of trouble. But that SF just literally bit the bullet straight between the teeth. I apologise for the silences. They not perfectly intentional. The body is doing it by itself. Now back down to farming up that bottom lane. 18 to 23 is in favour of Nirvana Malaysia right now. Mans are on top of that Alchemist. So good for actually pushing out 5,200 gold on top of him. He's got to spend a little bit of that gold. There is no saving for buybacks here. You still have that 4-minute cooldown. So in 4 minutes you can literally earn enough money to actually get yourself back in again. So it's going to be a little bit more careful. Linda running past. Chemical Alchemist has actually come up, so the man is raged. All tier 2 towers down. You wouldn't come to think of it when you first saw this map and you saw basically almost all the towers down for the Sentinel side and Scourge had almost all the tier 1 towers left intact. You're just there going, oh god, this is so going to be over fast. What's the point of actually even being here right now? But I can tell you right now, this game has got a hell of a lot closer. Being 46 minutes into this game, and it's 18 to 23. As far as kill count goes, it hasn't been that massive. As far as farm goes, as far as initiation goes, as far as like individual skill goes, it is definitely far superior at the moment to the first couple of minutes. And look back towards how frickin' Void running around with a BKB. There's the Helm of the Dominator, Battle Fury, Butterfly, MKB. All he needs to do now is complete a Satanic, and he's actually done. That'll be the only thing you need to fix to finish up at that point. Maybe BTs instead of treads. Only other thing you could change. His item build at the moment, I reckon, is absolutely flawless. Would have liked a Barizia on top of his lineup as well, but you can't have everything in life. Shroud still having a bit of a look around. Shroud was actually managed to wear off in time, so yeah, not looking too good here for the Sentinel side. There is one hero who is trying to make the most of it down the bottom lane. We still have SF with his cheese on him and his little blade as well, so if he ever wanted to have a crack, he can easily have a go. And looks like, ooh, actually manages to pick out Roy just above the battle by the looks of it. But a lot of them were down there and just looking at SF going, you know what, they'll gank him. So, no, they won't. They'll just grab you inside the trees. Fair enough. Can't really go against that. SF likes to push those bottom lanes out as far as he possibly can. Giving a lot of farm for whoever is lucky enough to get it. And on the drum roll, it is blue. It will actually go towards Tinker. Couple of Shiva's Guards, couple of Martial Machines, guarantees you almost every single kill of that wave. I think he missed maybe 2. Will actually missed 2 off right now. Sentry Water's already up. Yamatar's been called out right now. They thought they could make the most of the pot of multi. Not able to do so. Where is this leap from Yamatar? He's got to try it. There's the leap. 1 hit, 2 hit, force pushed up. It's not going to be enough. 3 hits is all he actually needs to actually bring you down right now. Still don't think the ulti has come out from the Avatar. And now we will see Manta Star pop off and changes the side of his normal of the side he actually started on to the other side after he popped up the Manta. So can be used as a great escape mechanism as well. SF is in the neighbourhood. Pretty low HP. It's kind of like the thing I was a little bit ruffling about with SF. And we do actually have one of the games guys there play inside a Call of Duty clan, just like showed the clan's game to everybody else. And it's like, you know what? That's probably not the coolest thing. So now ready to push out this bottom lane. Wish Doctor there in support. Yamatar. Here's the one he's supporting. Pause from HY. While he's doing that, we'll have a bit of a save game. 49 for 7 is currently where we sit. Let's have a look at the CS scores as well. It's like our just lagging out for a second. Alright, so CS score way mushy. 318 for him, but that is not the most impressive. 49 minutes into it, 436 for 14 on the back of Void. 7 kills, 3 deaths, 6 assists. Looking pretty good for him right now. Tower stats is also very big for him. 4 kills on the tower for Yamate. He has literally got so much money from those tower kills. From all the heroes he's killed, he's almost got 2k gold. Has lost 1.2 in the process, but it's still looking very, very nice. Jump over to Nirvana. As I said, mushy from before. 322, more farm than him. Alchemist. It was managed to actually complete a hard on top of himself as well. Manta style on top of Puck. Interesting Manta. Most time Puck would actually go for something like a Shivas or something like that. And there's a resume game. 49 minutes in 12 seconds. That is what is showing on the counter. Now the pressure will come on the bottom lane. Manta style, Gwinsu as well as Blink Dagger. Ready to have a go. 90 to 25 currently on the creep stats board. Hiccups joining us for this game. I'm not meaning the CG admin. There is just way too much farm on top of the Nirvana boys right now. You just look at them, it's like there's just so much pressure there. There could be a couple of opportunities though, so you just got to keep your eyes open for these guys, at least the Scythe guys. If they get one good engagement, one amazing Void ulti, catch somebody out. Look at that damage. That's that pure straight damage. 127 for 277. There is no other way to really do it. Bouncing Star just trying to help out, clean up this mid wave. Faces Void on top of it. If he can get that Satanic up, he will be almost unstoppable if he catches any hero one-on-one. If he gets stunned, they can bring him down though. As far as like life goes, 2000 HP is not a hell of a lot. Yamate though quite happy to actually push out this bottom lane. Puck blinking himself very, very fast away. The second he realised there was too many heroes down there, realised this is not the place he wants to be. Mid lane getting pushed out pretty hard as well. Nets on top of that one. VS, they're using him as bait, or even then they're using Illusions as freaking bait as well. And absolutely everywhere the real SF is sitting up there on the top lane just trying to push it through. Puck on top right now, ready to go on bottom, really trying to push out this lane as far as he possibly can. Got to get inside that main base. The longer this game actually goes on, the better it is for Scythe. Like, they're looking pretty good at the moment as it is. But if Tinker gets his last items actually finished up, BKB, Shiva's Guard, Windsuit, Soul Ring, BTs, he can get anything he wants from now on. One last tier 3 item, and he got 2 heroes which should be maxed out. And he should actually be level 25 by now. SF, even though you look at his items, Ethereal Blade, Butterfly, BKB, Blink, it's not actually looking that amazing for him. Alchemist is still the best. Radiance, Vanguard, Assault Cuirass, Heart of Tarakus, as well as that Manta Star. I think he needs to get those BTs up though, just so he can be in the mix in case he does have to buy back. Looks to push in through that bottom lane. Shield on top of Faces Void can easily take care of anything that's here. That Battle Fury is really coming in handy right now with that big splash damage. Yamate very cautious to actually try and push out. Illusionary Orb there comes out from Puck as well. A little bit of change in the animation, I think. Archrock added a little bit to that one. A bit of a red tint on the end of it. SF up towards those top lanes. TP was on the way from blue, decided against it in the end. It was Tinker, quick recharge, doesn't really matter though. Now TP's in towards the middle lane. Yamate easily able to actually hold off this bottom lane. the biggest thing they've actually got right now is if Scythe can actually support Yamate and just give him that time. Obviously, his ulti will give him a hell of a lot of time to actually do a lot, but they've got to make sure they keep off the damage that will come out. Well, the damage as well as the stun. The stun's holding him in place, while the damage will come from Nirvana.MY. If they shut him down, if they shut Yamate down, then everything is going to go their way after that point. If he stays alive, then things are going to go all the way of Scythe. But even then, you've got to remember, Tinker is still leveling up, level 24, not long before level 25, and completing her items up as well. So even if you do manage to focus down Yamate, it's not going to help you out, because Tinker is just going to TP yourself in and have a great old time. Tinker defending up this bottom lane right now. A lot of mana regen coming towards him. A couple of Shiva's Guards blasts come off, Martial Machines, just to deter any other wave coming through. Pretty semi-big wave coming out through the top right now. HY will probably be down there as well. And no, I can't actually scare the crap out of myself. It's not the stream lagging. Big battle out, about to go through. VS stun goes off, and will the BKB actually get the ulti off? Yes, it does. Yamate, they did manage to actually focus him down before that happened. Roy goes down, and now we have Koi joins it as well, playing under the tag of don't lag, please. Don't die, please. The better one he actually currently wants. Mushy got the double kill on the back of that one, and now the time will shine. ES buys back, and we'll be basically buying time for our Wish Doctor. Looks like everyone bought back from that one. Yep, Yamate not wanting to be called out, and actually making the most of the time right now. And this is a very smart move as well from Nirvana.MY. When you're ahead, try and stay over the top there and get that stun off. And they do manage to bring down Roshan again. That's another lot of cheese coming out, as well as Legacy Mortal. And in the words of Mortan as well, for over 5,000 people listening to me try and commentate this awesome game with hiccups, but hiccups do not stop Dota. Dota does not stop for hiccups. Dota stops for nothing. Absolutely nothing. So now the push will come in towards that middle lane. Alchemist leading the charge coming on down. Hard on top of him. So hard to bring him down. 3,400 HP. He is almost impossible to kill right now, except for one man, and that is Yamate. But he keeps on getting focused down. There needs to be a way to keep him up right now. Even if it's like just exchanging that Battle Fury for something like a BKB, so it doesn't just end the way it keeps on ending. He needs to stay on top of everything. Just having fun down there on the bottom lane right now. Moving his way in towards that mid. Wants an opening, wants a hero. Nirvana.MY not giving it to them. Still all tier 3 towers are still up and running, and we're just approaching the hour here. Mid lane looking to actually have a go. Still just holding back in Nirvana.MY. Easy to hold the defense at the moment. Even Tinker doesn't have to come from the front lines. But here comes the push. Mid lane, Manastyle goes off. Big wave going to come over. Raw has a look. VS swaps over the top. VS should die right now, but they got the man they wanted. Yamate got caught out right now. He can't buy back. He bought back before. It's a 4-minute cooldown before he can come back, and who knows when that's going to end. There goes the mid racks, and Lich ulti, Force pushing himself stuff away from damage, but even then just puts it straight in the mix of his entire team. Park trying to drop the ulti as well. BKB from Tinker was forced off. That does not regen off the recharge, but the mid racks also will never regen. It is gone for good. Blink Dagger down towards the bottom. Warring Rift will demolish this creep wave and let them keep this pressure on right now. Big ghost step to staff right on top. It is from that ethereal blade right on top of Tinker, stopping him from doing absolutely everything right now. Even Puck just phase shifting out so we can spectate from a different universe, and we will lose our bottom racks. That should be GG. And in fact, there is the GG call from Sharky as well as the rest of Scythe. We will be going to a 4th game. It goes to 2-1 now on the board. And wow, Nirvana.MY showing they definitely can play this game called Dota. And will Scythe be able to take it 3-1, or will we be going to a final decider 5th game? That is all up to Nirvana.MY for how they're going to play from now. I'm going to have a drink of water. Myself, Tobi Wan will be back here in just a moment for CyberGamer TV.